What's going on? Brian, your flying mentor, back with another video. Today, I've got to be truthful with you. A few months ago, I put out a video entitled, I destroyed my pilot dream, and, will I ever get a second chance? And the intent of that video was to motivate someone who might be in a particular situation, regardless, whatever it may be. The reaction that I got from the video was something that I really didn't expect. More people were more interested in my story than the whole motivational aspect of that. And you all really let me have it in the comment section, and understandably so. But today I'm going to be coming clean, and I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to be truthful and honest with you, and tell you my story and what's going on with me. So in 2017, January, I got arrested for DUI. It was a shocker to me, because my whole life I kept my nose clean. I played by the rules, and I did everything that I was supposed to do the correct way, right? And here I find myself in a situation where, my pilot dream is on the line. Becoming an airline pilot, that's on the line. I possibly just, one night of making a mistake, possibly just ended that, and I was so afraid of going to jail, right? So my whole mentality was, I got to do what I got to do in order to not go to jail. Well, had a pretty good job at the time, and I was working 2 jobs, so I was able to afford a really good attorney, and it ended up getting dismissed. Okay, so I was able to breathe a sigh of relief, and it's like, dude, don't let that happen again. You know what you just felt like, and you know what you possibly could have lost, and you've got to make better decisions, right? Well, fast forward to October that same year, and I make the same stupid mistake again. Make the same stupid mistake again. October that year, it was Columbus Day weekend. So get arrested for DUI, right? The first one got dismissed out of court, and this time, now it's like the first one. There's video, right? So we had video, we had sound, we had good audio and everything. So it was able to get dismissed out of court because I wasn't visibly intoxicated, and the video worked to my benefit. This time, there's no video. There's no police body cam. There's no dash footage from the patrol car or anything like that. And now it's my word against theirs, and I couldn't afford a good attorney this time. And man, this one stuck, right? And rightfully so. I made a mistake again, and now I'm really gonna have to pay for it, like figuratively and literally. So I was so concerned with, once again, not going to jail. So I'm doing everything that the state is asking me to do. I'm going to, all the treatment programs that they require you to go to. And I'm just so focused on getting back on track, getting my driver's license back, and just moving forward with my life. Well, I'm also a commercial pilot, and there are things that you're supposed to do to stay on the good side of the FAA. And I didn't do those. I didn't adhere to that 60-day reporting period. I didn't report it in that time. I had my hands full with not going to jail, keeping my career that I had going on as a teacher, and my career at FedEx. I was working as a teacher and at FedEx at the same time, and there's just a lot going on, but no excuses. I should have kept that in my cross check, and I should have done a better job at reporting and staying on the good side of the FAA. But I didn't do that, and to make matters worse, I graduated flight school in 2008, and here it is 10 years later. Now the airlines have opened their doors, right? And I want the job so bad, right? So I needed to get a first class medical, and I ended up doing that. But with getting the first class medical, they're asking you questions. Have you ever been convicted of a DUI? I said no. I should have said yes. Should have answered yes, but I said no. I wanted to just get out the door with the first class medical, and I wanted to go on the interview with this airline. And my thought process at the time, which was really not good, my thought process at the time was, man, I'll get the job and I'll deal with all this later. Well, needless to say, didn't get the job. I'll make a whole separate video about that, because I went in there and I didn't even have a driver's license, and I had all this other stuff that I presented to them, and they kind of were looking at me like, yeah, thanks for coming out. But so me wanting something, right? Me wanting that career, I just made some more bad decisions, right? So I'm still going on these interviews, right? That interview obviously didn't work out. I'm doing all these phone interviews. I'm getting some traction, with some of these airlines, and they're like, okay, well, in order for us to hire you, you have to be able to fly into Canada. Okay, no problem, and they're like, well, you need to get, some certification from Canada that will allow you to fly in there, because DUI in Canada, even though I'm not a resident there, it's still a felony there, and they won't let you come into the country, apparently. So I got with a Canadian lawyer, and I paid $1,500 for this temporary residence permit, which will allow me to fly into Canada for work. But in getting the temporary residence permit, I had to show proof that I told the FAA about my situation. So now I'm like, oh crap. I know as soon as this paperwork crosses whoever's desk, it is a wrap. I knew it, man. I knew it. And I said, you know what? It's time to stop running from this, and I need to face this head on, because it's staring me right in the face. Here I am finishing up everything I needed to finish up, for the state, and now, I could have done both. I could have did what the state required me to do to get back on in good standing and get my license back, and I could have reported it to the FAA and just been good to go. And I could have answered correctly and honestly on the medical, and I wouldn't even be in the situation that I'm in right now. All of this is self-inflicted. I have nobody to be mad at except myself. And that's the worst part about this whole thing, is looking in the mirror, and that's the person that has you in the situation. That's why you're here, right? That's what makes it tough. It's not the cop's fault. It's not the FAA's fault. It's not the lawyer's fault. It's nobody's fault. It's my own. Okay? Send the paperwork off, and it comes back. I get the letter. Hey, in so many words, you did a very bad thing, and we're about to lay the hammer down. Oh yeah. It ain't gonna be pretty, ain't gonna be nice, ain't gonna feel good. We are going to throw the book at you, and you are going to pay for what you've done. I don't feel like they were making an example out of me. I feel like I left them with no choice but to do exactly what they did. I feel like I've done no choice but to get what they are definitely going to give to me. And they sent me another letter saying, hey, you've got X amount of days. Turn in your medical, turn in your credentials. We're revoking your all your certifications. At the time, right, I didn't really truly understand what was going on 100%. I knew that I had to surrender all this stuff for at least a year. And in my mind, I was thinking, oh man, at the end of the year, man, I'm gonna get it back. I did this, it's my fault, and this is the punishment. Okay, so I'm gonna do it. What I should have done was call up all my friends and family, get some money together, and get a good aviation attorney. And I possibly could have avoided, yet again, the worst of it. Okay, so they only give you 10 days. So it's not like you got like this huge grace period where, all right, that's better light. Not like you have a huge grace period of to be able to do this, to be able to get your thoughts together, to be able to get everything in place. You don't have a whole lot of time. Okay, so the 10 days went by. I surrendered all the stuff. After a year, I was like, okay, now starts the journey of getting everything back. And that's where like this journey of getting all my credentials back, and basically salvaging my aviation career. That's where it all really just began. That year, I'm calling up all the people. I'm calling up the people that I had to report to and that did the investigation and everything. They work for the FAA. I'm calling them. Hey, what do I do next? It's been a year, and I don't know. The next steps to getting my credentials back. Are you guys gonna mail it back to me? And they didn't know. So they were like, hey, here's this number. call these people out in Oklahoma and talk to them. So you call that number, you get on the phone with this person. They have no idea what's going on. They don't know what to do. So they put you on hold, and then they come back, and then they give you some regurgitated information, right? And it's like, okay, well, I'll start there. And then they told me something really important. They said, okay, you know what? You get to keep your hours, but you have to take all the writtens for every certification that you had. You got to take all the writtens again, and you've got to do 3 hours of check ride prep and take the check rides for all your certifications that you held. So I was like, okay, that's a little bit of good news out of this crazy situation that I've gotten myself in, and all this running around that I'm having to do. And I'm like, wow, it's really starting to sink in. Like, I go from being a commercial, single engine, multi-engine, instrument rated pilot back to student pilot, 1,800 hour student pilot, right? That was sobering indeed. And very, very humbling. I had it all. Plane, I was getting the flight time, got the hours, I finally was in position to make my dreams a reality, and then I go and screw it up. And I kept screwing it up. It didn't have to be this bad. So now I'm on this journey of getting everything back and still pursuing a career as an airline pilot, corporate pilot, contract pilot. I'm open to all options. But what I really want to do, and where my heart's at, and where my mind is, and what my goal is, I really, really, really would love the opportunity to fly for an airline. And this is my journey of doing that. Through all the adversity that I'm facing, the low times, and I mean the times are low. They are hella low. But still keeping my head up and still pushing forward even when I don't want to. I was going back and forth with the FAA because they're requiring some paperwork, right? So now I got to get my medical back. All right, so that's a whole separate department of the FAA that I got to talk to now. This medical department, they play really hardball. They play some hardball, and they ask for information. You got to send it to them. They'll send you a letter. Hey, we need this, this, and this. You send it to them. Send you back a letter. Hey, we need more information, and you send it to them. And before you know it, another 8 months has gone by, of you going back and forth because, it's not a quick process. They move at the speed of government because that's what they are. So did that. Then they said, hey, you know what? You need to talk to a psychiatrist and a neuropsychologist that we approve. Thank you for giving us all the paperwork that we asked for, but we need you to go and do this. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why do I need to do that? I was convicted of 1 DUI, first offense, misdemeanor, DUI. Not 2. But even though I wasn't convicted of 2, it still shows up on my record that, hey, I was arrested for 1, even though it was dismissed out of court. You know, so in their mind, they're like, oh, you probably have some sort of drinking issue, and we want you to go see our people. Okay. I go see their people. It's expensive. And I've literally spent every penny I've had. I have spent every penny I have on the psychiatrist and the neuropsychologist. And I'm still going through this process. And my biggest beef with this whole process is, if I got to do the HIMSS program, which is what it's called, it's a HIMSS program, and I got to see the HIMSS psychiatrist and the HIMSS neuropsychologist, then I should be able to get my credentials back after I successfully complete that program. Because this is the same program that airline pilots who get DUIs, you know, corporate pilots, anybody who has a flying job, this is the same program that they go to. And most likely, the company that they work for is going to pay for it. And when they successfully complete that program, they go back to work, all their credentials intact. Me, I gotta pay all this money, you know, something to the tune of like $9,000 between both the psychiatrist and neuropsychologist, $9,000. And I gotta take all the writtens and the check rides and everything. I'm gonna spend about the same amount of money retaking all those check rides. And again, you know, it's completely my fault to be in this unfair situation. You know, I did what I did, and this is what I have to do to get back. But I mean, make it make sense. You know, if I'm going through the same program with the same psychiatrists and psychologists that airline pilots have to go through with, right? And they get to go back to work, credentials intact. Why do I gotta retake all these check rides and do everything all over again? But that's just the situation I've gotten myself into, and I'm gonna have to get through it. I'm gonna have to go through it in order to get everything back. So there you have it. That's my story. That's what's going on with me right now, and my YouTube channel is an outlet. It is an outlet. It is therapy at its finest. I get to talk about what I love. I get to help people out, you know, who are in certain phases of flight training. And with what I'm going through, I know for a fact I'm not the only person that's going through it. I know that you know, or that you are possibly going through the exact same thing, and you're watching this video, or you might have just gotten a DUI and you're a pilot and all your credentials and stuff are hanging in the balance, and you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to. You feel like you're all alone and isolated, and that's what this whole thing feels like. It feels like you're the only one going through it, and you're not. I am 100% here to talk to you and help you through the process, because I'm on the back end of this process, thankfully, and Uh, I've learned a lot going through this whole thing. And I just want to be a guide to help other people who are going through the same things, because it's really taboo. Nobody's going to talk about it. It's pretty hush hush. You got to dig deep on some of those forums on the internet to even find someone who's anonymously posting about this, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to put myself out there. It is what it is. What is done is done. I know that I'm not the only pilot to have to go through this. There have been plenty that have gone through this process and made it back and have gone on to have good careers, long careers as airline pilots and corporate pilots and military pilots and whatever else. They've gone on to have really good careers. I know pilots that have 2, 3 DUIs and they're still flying to this day. Okay, there are pilots that are convicted felons and they're flying. All right, so you're not alone. I'm here for you. I'm going through it. I'm finishing up this whole process, and I can help you through it. I can assist you through it. I can coach you through it. Sometimes you just need somebody to just talk to and just hear you out, because you're in a position where nobody's really listening to you. It's, hey, yeah, whatever. Get us this information. Okay, yeah, go see these people. And I mean, it is intense. That psychiatrist is intense. The neuropsychologist, a whole day. It is intense. But I can help you through that. Thank you for listening. If you made it this far in the video, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think in the comments. I know there's going to be a lot of people in the comments saying a whole bunch of negative stuff, but it is what it is. I'm putting myself out there. And whether you subscribe to the channel or not, you're going to see my journey back. And you're going to see the progression, and you're going to see the growth, and you're going to see the success. But right now, I'm at the bottom of this whole thing, and I'm climbing my way up that steep, jagged mountain. Got a ways to go. But I'm not going to quit, and I'm not going to give up. Thank you for watching.